Hey you guys, it's your girl Dayna Patreace, aka the Black Fairy, and I am here with my channel Black Fairy Tales, right? Please like, share, comment, subscribe, click that notification bell so you know when I put out new content. Today I'm having a little bit of a story time. I'm going to be sharing with you my worst date. It's good, y'all. The audacity, abundant.
Yes, I fall in love with myself, and I want someone to share it with me. I want someone to share me with me.
As you know, I'm just sharing this story. I'm not asking for opinions or advice, okay? I'm just telling you a story. And, you know, it entertains me a little bit. It's entertained people in the past, so why not share it? I'm sure we all have our own dating stories that we just wish, were not, ever in existence. Yeah. Let's get into it. So, this was about a couple summers back. I'm going to say 2018, maybe 2019. Definitely pre-pandemic. I was bored, so I started to, online date. I do that sometimes. I post a profile and try to meet people. I'm single, so is it working out? I don't know, but I give it a try, right? When I'm in the mood to date and meet people. I go out, but I do the profile too. Anyways, this is not about online dating. If you want me to do a video about online dating, comment below and I'll do that, but I'm going to try to stay on task here. So I met him on online dating. I think it was Facebook dating. I think it's when I first discovered it and I was like, oh, okay, let's see. So anyways, I posted my profile, bomb ass pictures, reel them in. And, this guy, handsome, seemingly tall, dark, handsome man, approaches me. I'm like, cool. Like, the conversation was good. We decided we were going to meet up, so we exchanged numbers. And things seemed okay. Now, I'm not going to say that I didn't get any red flags because we talked before the date. We had been talking and texting for maybe a week, like a full 7 days. And, he seemed okay, but there were certain things. I'm not going to say there wasn't any red flags. I can't remember exact moments, but I know I felt like, I don't know. Like, did he really just say that? Or what did he mean by that comment? And I mean, I would always ask, but what I notice, especially in the dating process at the beginning, especially with certain kind of guys, certain kind of narcissistic men sometimes, what they'll do is they will, they'll pretty much, if they say something and they think that it offends you, they'll try to like wrap it up prettier or be like, oh no, that's not what I meant. But it's kind of like, oh, but that's what you said. That's what you said. That's not what you meant, but that's what you said. You know what I'm saying? Like, I hate when people are like, oh, that, like, and I get that you can misconstrue things and misunderstand. So again, this is like the first 7 days. I didn't want to necessarily, be so judgmental. Like, it was definitely noted. Definitely noted some things. So yeah, we were talking and Yeah, I got some red flags here and there, but genuinely, he seemed cool. So we are going to meet. We're going to meet up. We're going to have a date, right? We're going to meet and see if this is really something that can go on. You know what I'm saying? We meet up. No, we don't. We don't. The day of the meeting arrives. Now, things kept going wrong. And, you know, I should have just took it as what it was. Like, too many things are going wrong. Maybe this isn't it. You know what I'm saying? But I didn't. Let's get into it. What did I do? So that day, he had work. He was going to pick me up after work. We were going to try to go have dinner. And then maybe go for a walk by the water. He was going to, you know, like, while before by the water, he said, oh, I'll, you know, bring a couple of bottles of wine. And, you know, we could just chill and talk and smoke. I smoke, so, you know, okay, cool. You know what I mean? Get to know each other in person as we have been over the phone. Cool. I love that date idea. Dinner, walk by the water. Sounds romantic to me. You know, wine by the water, weed by the water. Sounds romantic to me. You know what I'm saying? So I'm good. I'm on board with it. The day comes, you know, and things are going wrong on his end. Like, he has 2 children, and he was like, you know, something happened with them, and he had to go running around. He asked me to pick up the bottles. He'd reimburse me. I will say that he did do that, you know, and whatnot, and just to help. Things got delayed. He told me to be ready for 8. And 8 o'clock came and left. And you'd think that that's where it ended, right? Like, okay, that's not so horrible. But no, it's not where it ended, because I'd gotten dressed. So by the time that he did call, that I was just like, okay, fine. It was later. Yes, it was much later. Much later. But I guess I had just committed to going because, one, he seemed cool. I didn't want to get over kind of like meeting him. I didn't mind just doing by the water, walking by the water with the wine and whatever at that time. I didn't mind. I would not do that now. But but at that time I was like, okay, cool. I think it was also just like, if I'm being honest with myself, I really just wanted to go out. It had, like, I didn't have my daughter that weekend. I was, you know, dressed, my makeup was looking good, and it just felt like I was wasting an outfit and a moment. And, you know, I just got into my head about that. I just wanted to go somewhere. I wanted to do something. I wanted to get out of the house, and not necessarily by myself. Now I would totally go out by myself. It's totally worth it. But at that time, I hadn't reached that point yet, at least for this instance. I just know that I just kind of was really committed to getting out of this house, getting out of this apartment. You know what I'm saying? So it was one of those things why I ended up going. And I'm going to say, so we were supposed to get together at like around 8. I think I heard from him around 9. And he was like, I still have some stuff to do. We probably won't be making it to any restaurants. You know, we could have gone to a pub or something like that. But he was just like, you know, what do you want to do? Because again, committed to going out, committing to leaving the house. I was like, you know, come through and we can go do whatever. I think the initial was a pub. And this, looking back, I really feel like it was probably his plan to come later, right? And like try to skip over, just because of just thinking about how this went left. I could see that being the case. But anyways, so he comes to get me. It's late and whatever. I was like, okay, let's go by the water. You know, we're sipping on wine and we're talking and just continuing, like, just having, it was pretty good conversation. You know what I'm saying? He kind of opened up to me about some things that were happening with him and his family. And those were kind of like little red flags for me. You know, I just tried to, like, you know, hear him out and just talk to him. And I have had my own issues with my own family. So, you know, I had shared that as well. And I was like, you know, like, I've had my own issues with family. It could get better because my situation has gotten better. You know, I just encouraged him to maybe share how he feels with his family and, you know, allow himself to, you know, be open to reconciling and fixing things, and maybe just acknowledging that, you know, Your parents sometimes don't always show up as who you want them to. They show up as who they are, and who they are is for a tumultuous amount of reasons, right? That are beyond our control and outside of our realm of understanding. So why not just, accept your parents for who they are? If you can have a relationship with them, then have it. But if it means, breaking away, then do what's best for you. Do what's best for your happiness. This is like, the back and forth, right? He started acting so weird. I don't know if it was the weed or the liquor or the combination. You know what I'm saying? The combination. But he started like punching in the air. Like, I'm just like, what the fuck is going on? What is happening? Are you okay? And that's exactly what I said. Like, what is happening? Are you okay? And he was like, no, I'm just, I need to just stretch and just get some energy out. And it was just, I don't know. I was like, man, like, are you okay to drive? Like, are you, no, it's nothing like that. I just need to get some exercise, like, just get some boxing out. I'm just like, okay. You say so. So, it was late. We stayed out kind of late, but it was so nice because the water was nice. It was a very beautiful summer night. Like, the moon was out, and it was very beautiful. It was very nice. It's like, other than the little things like that he kind of said, that I was like, ooh, a red flag. A red flag. You know what I'm saying? It just, I don't know, but that part was kind of cool. Like, outside of those weird things that he did with the punching in the air and everything like that, we walked up and down the boardwalk there. It was nice. It was decent. Like, I was like, okay, some things I don't quite understand about him yet. But again, I've only been spoken to him for about a week now. This is our first time meeting. Maybe he's, maybe it's whatever. I think it was like we stayed up. Like, and then the thing, we talked a lot. Like, it seemed to be going good. Like I said, certain things that he said was, I don't know. But again, I'm trying not to be too judgmental. Let's see what happens, because he seemed decent. Now, what I will say is that I'm not going to say he catfished me. Because he did look like his pictures, but he's definitely not as tall as he said. Okay, because he said he was 6'1". He's definitely more like 5'10". Okay, because I'm 5'7". I know. I'm not short. I'm not a short woman. Like, you're not that much taller than me. I can, when you know. Anyways. So he definitely lied about his height. And he was definitely heavier set than in the photos. So I deduced that they were older photos. And they did kind of like not look, I wouldn't say, they didn't look old, but they didn't look new. So who knows? Like, it could have been just a year where he kind of got chunky. He was still, a muscular dude. But again, I'll leave it at that. Still handsome, but definitely gained some weight. And I'll leave it there. It wasn't like he's obese or nothing, y'all. It wasn't anything horrible, but it was like, oh, okay, like, in your pictures, you definitely seemed slimmer. But again, like, let's see what happens. I get it, I get it. My weight fluctuates too. I'll stop. So he takes me home, and he kind of tried to like see if he could come upstairs, and I was like, negative, like, not gonna happen. Not bringing you upstairs. Don't know you like that yet. Not interested in taking that step. And he was like, he offered me the weed that he had, which was quite a bit. I would say it was definitely like maybe like a quarter. We had only drank from one small bottle of wine. The second one was unopened, so he's like, keep this too. I was like, okay, this is nice. Like, it's a nice gesture, you know, to give me it's a nice gesture. Give me the bottle, give me whatever. I mean, I kind of, you know, it's, I mean, it's not like this big deal, but, you know, cool. You know what I'm saying? Nice gesture. He did not have to do any of that. I didn't ask for any of it, you know? Just being cool. Go to bed, go to sleep. The next day he calls. And maybe this is not like, this is like, I'm just gonna get into it. The next day he calls. Everything seems fine, you know, we're talking. And he's like, you know, what did you think about me? How did you feel? I feel like I like you. You know, I could definitely see you as my girl. Ray Tay Tay. Now, what I said was, I was like, yes, I think you're nice. I think you're cool. And I would like to continue to get to know you. If I had known that that was the worst thing that I could have said, I don't know how else I could have put how I felt. Like, no, I'm not going to jump into a relationship with you after like one meeting, not even a proper date. It was a meeting. And, you know, just submit, I guess, to being your girl because you decided that you like me enough to do that in this moment type thing. Because he went off. He's like, what do you mean? What the do you mean? And I was just like, whoa. What? Like, where is this coming from? Like, how is that the response? I said, I'm willing to get to know you. And he just, I can't remember word for word what he said. So I'm not going to try to act like I remember word for word what he said. But he pretty much went off on me, y'all. Like, he went off on me. It was the audacity. He started saying things like, oh, if I was a different kind of guy, I could have just came upstairs and you. I was like, no, because I told you you weren't coming upstairs. So what made you think that that's a possibility that would have been the case? And I'm like, and he's just like, oh, after everything that I did for you? I was like, what? I was like, wait, stop, hold on. What did you do for me? I got to understand, what did you do for me? I was like, did you showing up late? Extremely late? Having to push back the time twice? The 2 bottles of wine that I picked up that weren't even expensive. I think it was like $30 for the 2 bottles. Like, I didn't go extremely out. Like, I like these sweet, I'm not an alcohol person. I like these sweet wines like Girls Night Out and Red Vines. Like, you know? Anyways, you know, I'm not, you know, so like I just picked up what I knew and what I knew that I'd like, which is cheap wine, right? So I'm just like, boy, I've had men take me on more spectacular dates and not receive anything in return, nor did they expect anything in return. And he's like, oh, yes, they did. Probably in the back of their mind, they did. I'm like, well, it didn't stop them from taking me on a second date, a third date. It didn't stop them from entering a relationship with me and allowing me to decide when I'm ready to take certain steps. I'm like, you know, not to say that these men were perfect. Obviously, it didn't work out with them. I'm single. But what I'm saying is, where the do you get the audacity to, 1, talk to me like this? And for 2, who raised you? But you know what? We found out that night that his situation with his mama, right? Because that was the parent we were talking about, wasn't as smooth and as loving as he would prefer it to be, I guess. You know, black men and their mamas. Yeah, I said it. Okay? And I'm not saying that there's never not a reason for it, right? I don't know these individual stories out there, but when I heard him, it was just a lot of like whining. That's what it sounded like to me. But again, tried to give perspective, shared my story with him, to try to like kind of like get him to see maybe there could be a light. Maybe if he actually shared how he felt with his mother, that it would allow him to feel a little bit free and to, but that's not neither here nor there. Let's get back to the bullshit, because he really was trying to cuss me out, y'all. He was trying to cuss me out. He was trying to cuss me out. He was trying to cuss me out. Like, for saying that I would like to continue to get to know him. So I hung up on him. I hung up on him and he started texting me. Now I know I probably should have just blocked him, but he was getting so rude. And I wish I had the text messages, because the phone that the text messages were on, it blanked out on me, and that's how I got this phone. So I don't even have access to it. I didn't, I didn't do the whole iCloud shit, and it was lost. But what I'm telling you is the audacity. It went something like this, the text messages. I can't fucking believe you. I can't fucking believe you. This is why you have such a shitty relationship with your mother. That's how I had to kind of like look in at my phone to the text message. Because I had issues with my mother, but I also let him know that we're in a much better place, and those issues have been resolved, and we're moving forward, and we have a better relationship, and it was to encourage him. So for him to try to remix it and throw it back at me as a jab? Listen, my Aries sun, Taurus moon, Gemini rising just shot back. And I said, you're the one with the fucking mommy issues. You're the one whose mother only calls him when she needs things. Who doesn't appreciate anything you do for her other than paying the bills and buying her the expensive shit that she likes. Your words, right? That's what you told me yesterday. I told you that I was good with my mom. So don't try to remix it and project that shit onto me. Fuck you. This conversation is over. And he shot back with some other dumb shit. I don't remember exactly what it was. But he shot back with some other dumb shit. And then I, took my bazooka and just boom. Okay. That's right, a bazooka. And I blasted into smithereens, right? And then I guess he got so flustered and upset by my response. He goes, you're a user and you're ungrateful. Facts. And he put the 100, the 100 emoji. And I was just like, how the fuck am I a user and a thing? He's like, oh, the weed I gave you? I'm like, that? I'm like, boy, bye. I'm like, you can come and pick up that shit if you want. I don't care. I don't need your dusty ass weed. It's not even that great. It's not that high grade. I have to smoke so much of it just to get a high. You, I'll go to the dispensary, right? He never came for it, by the way. Obviously not, right? But what I'm getting at is, he was a complete asshole. Okay? Totally tried to cuss me out. Totally tried to act like he was doing me a favor by not coming upstairs and me. It was the most, I don't know if I've ever met someone as narcissistic as this right here. And as I'm sitting here and remembering this, I'm also remembering different things that he told me. It was funny because his children are biracial, but he was telling me that I should not talk to anybody outside my race. And I was just like, that was one of the red flags. It was just, I don't know. It was a life lesson. You know what I'm saying? It was a life lesson, y'all. But yeah, I'm a user and I'm ungrateful. Facts. And I think I ended it with just one last, blow from the bazooka. I think I talk shit about him, his mama issues. I just really laid into it. And then I blocked him on everything. Like, and that was that. It was funny because, no, that wasn't even that. I lied. What happened was I went back onto Facebook dating and, scrolling through stuff. Do you know that he made a separate second account and tried to, like, match with me? Why would I ever in life talk to you again? And that's how I know he's a true narcissistic, that he can look at his actions and look at his reactions that were completely unnecessary and unfounded reactions to how he tried to, like, really control, and, like, it was just really weird. He's giving like woman beater vibes, very controlling vibes. So that was the date, y'all. Like, it was crazy. It escalated quickly. Thank God. Like, thank God. Like, I love my angels for showing me shit early. I'll just say that. I love my spirit guides, my angels, and my ancestors for showing me shit early. Because there's some really crazy people out there. And it really... it really just made me that lesson made me just take a look at myself. Because, like I said, I saw red flags and things that I didn't like, but again, just giving the opportunity because, give a black man a chance. I will always and forever follow my intuition from now on, and I just hope that this story helps you follow yours, I guess. Again, not asking for opinions, not asking for you to say anything. Get disrespectful in the comments. You get what you get from my ass. I already said I'll take a bazooka. And I'll pick up that bazooka for y'all too, if you try me. Anyways, like, share, comment, subscribe. I don't know. Do you have any horror dates? Did this trigger you in some way? You can tell me in the comments about one of your horrible dates. Because, child, this isn't even the only horrible date. But we'll see how this goes. This was by far the funniest. To me, it was hilarious because it was super unexpected for him to react that way. But I guess not really, right? He was in the air and shit. Like, he was, like, I think I saw some crazy town signs early, but, blame it on the goose. Got you feeling loose. But even, I'm making excuses. It was poor judgment. We all have them. Don't lie. I love y'all, and we'll talk soon. Stay tuned for more content. Bye now.